So, hey everybody, it's Charlie from Swift Contractors Corner. I'm here. It is Tuesday, February 8th, 2022. We had some stuff lined up for today, and Murphy jumped on my back, and so nothing we had set up for today came to be. So, here I am. Here we are. Here you are. Hey, Todd, good to see you. Paul Phillips. I see you there, Trucker Todd. Paul Phillips, good to see you, buddy. Yep, we're just starting here at 6 p.m. Nothing missed yet. We're just starting it up. So Brett was supposed to be in here this week with some contract updates. He had to push it off till next week. He had some other things pop up, had to get that stuff done. And yeah. Oh, there's Alan Becker. What's up, buddy? Hey, the love of my life right there, Rosie Man. I love her. Yeah, I can't help it. Whatever. Look, don't judge me. I'm just saying. So, you guys, what's going? Oh, Craig Hutchinson, there you are. I know Dennis Luce probably out there. Watch, he's gonna pop up in a minute because he usually does. You can pretty much count on him. John Turner is the Facebook user today. There's one. Good to see you, buddy. Glad you did that. Hey, John, you can stop that from happening. Let me show you how. You just go to this little link right here. Where to go? Where to go? There it is. Bam. You can hit that, type that in there, and click on that link and say, "Hey, man, I can you can see my name." And then next time you type, it'll say your name, John Turner, and it won't say Facebook user. So yeah, I'm just saying. And who else we got there? Matt, right? Matt's out there crushing it tonight. He's working. What's up? Look, y'all are tuning in. I dig it, man. I'm so glad you're here. Let's go ahead and jump into this fuel surcharge thing real quick and get that knocked out of the way. It's probably going to be a short show. I do want to talk about the fuel purchasing stuff we've been doing this week. And if you guys have any questions, go ahead and throw them up and we'll get to those. But right now, let's do this thing where we do the fuel surcharge for the week. And if I can remember which button to hit, we'll do it. Look at that. I actually hit the right buttons today. Man, last week was brutal. I couldn't hit anything right. Today's not over. We'll see how it goes. So the national diesel price went up a whopping 10.5 cents this week. It was kind of a good deal. I like it. I know a lot of people hate that stuff, but I'm like, look, it's just more money we make because as that price goes up, our fuel surcharge goes up. So this week went up to 3.951 on the national level. The West Coast Pad 5 went up 0.078 to a whopping 462. Here's the crazy thing. Like California, I should have pulled that up, but the actual California average price is like 4.98 a gallon right now. And I was like, good God, man, I'm glad I don't run out there. But yeah, so anyhow, so the Pad 5's up 7.78 or 0.078 cents. Brings our fuel surcharge to 0.445 this week. It's a change, a 3-cent change, a 3-cent jump. West Coast dropped down a penny because that disparity between West Coast and national closed down to 0.671. We're done with that. Let's get that out of the way. Man, seemed like a lot of words and a lot of talking there. I don't know. I'm kind of dragging today. I apologize, guys. But let's get back to this regular stuff we're doing, huh? So, those of you in the Swift Contractors Corner Facebook group know that quite a few of us have been doing some testing using the Fuelbook app, and everybody that's using it seems to dig it. We've had a couple people that don't understand it or are having some minor issues, but seem to have worked those out. But I can tell you that Jeff is seeing some pretty big savings. Matt, you guys know Matt. Matt's always saving money on the fuel, so I mean it's right there. Billy Jack, good to see you. Not sure which. Wait. Look, yep. That's right. Stay right here in Florida, Alabama, and Georgia. Billy runs that Target account with me. He knows. That's why we do what we do. I'm just saying. Facebook user, hey Charlie. Not sure which Facebook user you are. Hey, throw your name up. Which one are you, Facebook user that said, hey Charlie? What's your real name? Or whatever. It's cool. You don't want to be known. That's cool too. Whatever. I mean, so back to what I was saying. I'm sorry. I get sidetracked. The little squirrels. I'm like, ooh, shiny. But so my experience this week. So I started out. I filled at one of our terminals, which was a better price for everything that I could find on the road, and started myself out with full tanks for the week. And I ran my little 4 days. And this week, by using Fuelbook to shop some other stops that accept the Com Data card, and I have some more stuff to say about that too here shortly. But using the Com Data card and the Fuel app. Oh my God, it's Heather. Why does it not show your name, Heather? Are you on Andres? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Look, Andre's smart. He just logs in through YouTube. Look, here he is. Look, he's like, hey, I'm here. But look, man, your woman can't operate Facebook today. I'm just saying. I don't know. I don't even know. I'm just saying. We can't fix her. Yeah, and like Matt said, before we get any further in this, if any of you guys are having any issues with Fuelbook, message him, myself, Jeff, a couple other people. Ken Kelly's running it, and or throw it up in the group, and we will dive into it and see if we can't get you spurred away and pointed in the right direction. Anyone who is tuning in this week to hear the contract updates, we're not going to get them until next Tuesday. Like I said, Brett had to reschedule some stuff, and he couldn't make it on the show today. So for that, I apologize. You know, Jeff was supposed to be here. He's had problem after problem after problem. So he's trying to dip into Albuquerque before his clock runs out. He's got to do a 34 there. So he couldn't stop to do the show today. And just everything's been like that anyhow. So back to what I say this week. So this week, I fueled at a Quick Mart, 2 Circle Ks and a QT. And for all of those routes that I ran this week, I had specific loves that I would have normally fueled at because it's a convenience thing for me. And I've known all along that I was spending more money at the loves just because it is what it is. However, I did not understand quite how much I was doing because I just didn't shop around. I just quit looking quite a ways back. But now the fuel prices are getting up. Things are becoming a little more serious as far as the fuel prices go. And now is the time to be shopping around because the fuel surcharge is getting bigger. The prices are going up. And the more we can save, the more money we make on that fuel surcharge and our mileage rate. So this week, look, I got a little Google sheet. Let me throw that up there and you can just see what the heck I'm talking about. Let me throw it up there. Let me get rid of this. I wish I could make that bigger. I wonder if I can. I don't think I can. Can I? No. I'm not even going to try right now. I'll mess it up. So check it out. The first spot I hit was a Quick Mart. That one was in Opelika, Alabama. Yeah. Opelika. And normally there was a Love's that I would have hit on that route that would have charged me $3.98.9 a gallon. At this spot, I hit $3.65, and it was $3.65.9, and I got 116 gallons. It cost me $425.64. Normally, I would have paid $459.47. I saved $33 on that one stop alone. So to say, oh well, I'm going to go to Love's because I want my free shower. Well, that shower is $15. Throw in that shower, I still save $15. I'm just saying. The next stop was an even bigger savings, $42.75 at a Circle K. Next one was another Circle K, and can't remember where that one was, but it was $65.68 that I saved. And this is calculating in that nifty little 5-cent rebate that Swift gives us for hitting the major 5. So this savings is including that rebate. So even with that rebate, we were still saving $65 on that stop there, and then $61 there. And so this week I actually saved $203.76. For me, on my 4-day work week, that comes out to, you know what? I'm not even going to pretend like I can do things. I'm going to actually open things because, let's face it, I'm not smart sometimes, guys. Let's be real. I'm going to throw my little handy dandy calculator over here, and we're going to say, let's say $200 average times 40 weeks a year, because you guys know I don't like to work more than 40 weeks a year anyhow, is $8,000 saved this year going off of these basic numbers. And I actually think I could do better on prices. And to get into that, so Matt and I, and I don't want to disclose the fuel card name as of yet, guys, and please bear with me and I'll explain why. Matt and I both signed up for a fuel card system that is not NASTIC. It's another source, and They don't have an annual membership fee like NASDAQ, that $300. There are some other fees that are involved, transaction fees and that sort of thing. They seem reasonable to me. I just funded my card with enough fuel for the next week and a half, about $2,000, about a little over a week. Anyhow, so I'm waiting to get that card. We're going to do some testing, Matt and myself, and possibly a couple other guys that Matt had in mind. And we're going to see how it does. It is an EFS based card. Most of their network stops are the big chains, but anywhere that takes EFS. So, if you find a spot that's better than the discount they're offering, you say at the Loves or the TA or something like that, you find a better spot, just go in there, get the lower price. Their app seems pretty cool. You can set it up for, multi-stop routes or multi-via point routes, which I'm digging. That is one downside to the fuel. Yeah, the one we're using right now. Why can I not remember the name of that? It's like I'm Fuel Book. Good God, I'm sorry. My day has been insane in my brain. Never mind. So I like the fact that we can set up multiple stops or via points throughout the route, so we can build an entire route. Like, I could have 4 or 5 stores in a day. I'd like to put them all in and find out any little stops instead of having doing individual little stops. But I can get rid of that now. I apologize. Let's make that go away. So yeah. So when we do this test, one of the things that I'm trying to negotiate with these guys is they're actually offering a referral bonus. Like, Matt signed up today, told me about it. I called the same guy, gave Matt his referral. Matt made $50 on this thing. So Matt made $50 today because I signed him to this new fuel card. Great for Matt, but here's what I want to do. We explain to them what our group is, our audience, and that sort of thing. And what we're saying, what we told them and are asking them is, rather than Contractors Corner or myself or Jeff or Matt getting, a referral bonus when we do put it out there as far as who it is, what I've asked them to do is to actually give that bonus back to the person signing up, utilizing our referral link or however it is we get it set up. So instead of me or Jeff or one of those guys making $50 for the referral, you're basically going to save that $50. They're going to add that onto your card, and I'm hoping to hear something back from them this week. Hold tight, Matt. Let me work on something. And but yeah, so let me swap this over. Hang on. Matt's being a pain in my backside. Actually, we were talking about this earlier. Let me push a couple buttons here real quick, guys. And go ahead, Matt. So, but yeah, so rather than us keeping this $50 referral bonus, I wanted to be able to pass it back to you guys. So it's something we're trying to work out so that you guys get that referral bonus. You keep that extra $50. And yeah, I think that'll be a cool deal if we can get them to work that out. They seem to think that was something that they could do. And yeah. Sorry, I got 12 things going on. So I'm really hoping that we can get this worked out, and you guys will, like I said, instead, rather than us getting, $50 referral bonus, which, look, I'm not gonna lie, they put $50 on your fuel card. I mean, we could really kind of make out on this deal. Stand by, Matt. And we could really make out on this deal because it could be kind of a cool thing. Let me see. Do I have you, Matt? Are you here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hey, there he is. So I got Matt on the phone. He's parked temporarily. And so yeah. So I was telling him, Matt, I don't know if you missed any of that while I was rambling.
Oh, I heard it all.
Okay, cool. So but like I was saying, Matt is getting his $50 referral bonus, and that's cool. And I didn't want to short him out of some bonuses. I have asked him kind of keep this under wraps for now so that we can get a good test going on it with a couple of people. Give us a week, 2 weeks, and let us make sure that it's something that we think will benefit everybody and is easy enough to use. Their apps really seem awesome. What do you think about their apps? Have you downloaded them already?
Yeah, I downloaded them. I can't access them though until
until you actually set it all up.
Right. Yeah. Yep.
Well,
so
cool.
once I can do that, I can do it. But I was really impressed by the discounts that he was looking up for me and telling me like 35 cents to 55 cents a gallon.
Right.
That was off the IFTA price too. So if it says $3.40 a gallon for the last IFTA price, and you're saving 35 to 55 cents,
Right.
then
Yeah, and like I had him quote some of my stops today, and like one of the loves that in Ozark, Alabama is one of the regular places I go. And the discount today was 46 cents. When I look at my chart for what I saved on that stop on the day that I would have used that, I found a Circle K that was 45 cents less. So I would have saved an extra penny actually going to the Loves, which is a weird thing to me. I mean, it's baffling, but it's possible. So there we go.
and you know it makes it worth that shower right there to go to the Loves with
Yeah,
you.
I mean, that was a
You're saving that.
60. Yeah, I saved $65. I mean, I could go pay for the shower and I've still got what is that, $40?
Yeah.
No, $50, excuse me. I still save $50 even with the shower paying out of pocket. So, you know,
or it makes it worth the pay for parking too.
Right. Yeah, like for real. And I mean, you pay for parking, hell, you still save money. I mean, I don't know. This seems like a no-brainer to me. And Matt has been hounding Jeff and I for a very long time. It wasn't until we got Matt, show us numbers, man. He showed us numbers, and bam, Jeff and I were deep. We were face first in it. We're like, oh, that's good numbers. Let's check some stuff out. And
like right now, I'm grabbing diesel in Pennsylvania for $4.19 a gallon.
Yeah,
and that $4.19 a gallon, it's $4.19 at the pump, but it's actually $3.40 a gallon.
Right. Less IFTA.
So, yes.
Right. And that's one of the things we've been talking about with you guys is you know, we need to figure out the actual cost of fuel. So the only way to do that is remove the IFTA price, because the IFTA you're going to pay no matter what. Doesn't matter where you pay it. You're going to pay it for every state.
If you're using an Android device and you're using that app and you're trying to figure out how to see that less IFTA, the three dots that are up in the top right-hand corner, you have to press that and change it.
Gotcha. And yeah, that goes up into the sort feature.
Yep. So once you get that map pulled up and you're seeing all those prices and you're seeing that discounted fuel price or the cheapest price on there, you press those three dots and you choose less IFTA, and it'll show you the price of all those places that don't have a that shows the less IFTA price.
Right. And that's what we need to see is the less IFTA price, because
Yep.
you know, you may show me the lowest pump price, but if it's in a different state with a higher IFTA, it's going to change things. So you got to get rid of the IFTA price to actually find out the cost of fuel. So we're going to really focus on that here with you guys here.
The cheapest.
In the next.
Right, because you could have the cheapest pump price somewhere else.
Right.
But if you fuel that next state over, you're going to pay less IFTA.
Or they could have a higher IFTA, and maybe you go to there and it's actually cheaper because instead of 20-cent IFTA here, 25-cent IFTA there, they're the same price at the pump. Going to that state with the 25-cent IFTA is actually the better price because it's actually 5 cents less. I know that may hurt your head a little bit. Check out that video that we have up for purchasing fuel. I know it's a little bit of a dry PowerPoint presentation that I apologize for. I still need to redo that. But the information that's in it is absolutely solid. It just is. You know, you can argue with me all day long, but the number and how to do it is there, and that is not really arguable. You know, we get some folks to say, well, I don't want to get that big IFTA bill in the third week of the month, so I'm gonna go pay for my fuel in Pennsylvania because they got a high IFTA. And I'm like, well, if the fuel cost itself is cheaper there, sure, by all means. But if it's not, then you're just spending extra money you didn't need to. Instead of
people like Alan Becker and I, we're always in Pennsylvania.
Right.
So 9 times out of 10, we're filling in Pennsylvania.
Right.
We're not filling in other states. He'll fill in Ohio because he lives there, and I'll fill sometimes in New York because I live there. But for the most part, it's Pennsylvania and Virginia we're fueling in.
Right.
So,
by the way, everybody, that's Matt Wright. In case you didn't know, that's Matt Wright on the phone coming into this show this way. Couldn't get him set up with a video link today because it was kind of a quick last minute thing, and we thought, hey, let's use the phone and this fancy technology stuff and stuffs. Yeah,
I mean, it works out easier because I'm filling my truck right now, and then I have to finish my 30. So
there you go. It worked out great. So
It's irritating because I'm 20 minutes from my shutdown and I can't make it there because
right,
I have 5 minutes left on my 8.
I hate that. Wait, Facebook user? I'm not sure which one you are. I'm just gonna throw it up there. Ever realize fuel quality? I never seen my truck hit 6.5 until I fueled at a different fuel station. I have not seen a drop in fuel quality so far. I mean, it's always possible with some of the smaller spots to, the smaller mom and pops. I tend to look at most of them and try and gauge their volume based on what the truck stop looks like and kind of make a
Well,
decision from there.
here's something you have to also look at too, though. Some of the mom and pops will go and some of the Ambest places like that,
Right.
they're going to put more anti-gel in the fuel because when you're in these northern states, all these truck stops, all the fuel stops, they anti-gel their fuel, so it's not
Right.
gelling up in the tanks. So if one of those places has more anti-gel in it, and then you're going and putting your own anti-gel in it,
Right.
you're going to kill your fuel economy that way also.
Yeah.
And
So
also, these colder states, you're going to get worse fuel.
right. So definitely keep in mind that if you're buying in these northern states and they are putting a winter blend in, go easy on your anti gel. I mean, if you're purchasing down in Phoenix, and you're heading up to Pennsylvania, I would by all means throw in that stuff. I very rarely ever use it, even when I was running in those states. I just made sure to purchase fuel in the states that had the winter blends because they're so much less likely. Keep your tanks full if you can. More fuel in it, less chance of it freezing up. Look at Leonard. That's one of my people right here. My savings come when I drive 55 instead of 75. Thanks for the advice. Hey, absolutely, Leonard. But you know what? Mix that in 55 with these lower fuel costs, and I'm telling you, man, I've saved a bundle this week, and I anticipate to save more next week. And I think over the course, I'm going to run a full report at the end of the month for you guys to show you what it was that changed. Um, and plus, I'm going to have the added advantage of that new fuel card. I should have it next week set up and running. So I'm hoping that when I come home Monday, I'll have it set up and can tell you, okay, the setup wasn't so bad, but I won't actually be able to use the card till after next week's show. And so it'll be the third week, I guess, of the month when I get started on that. And so the last 2 weeks of the month will be on the new fuel card when it makes sense, com data when it makes sense. And, now I have options. So I'm kind of digging that whole aspect of it. Matt, what do you think of the guy today? What was his name? EJ. That guy was awesome. I dug him. I had a good conversation with him. Seemed real knowledgeable, and we're gonna make sure that that's the guy that we go through.
Hang on real quick,
Oh,
Charlie.
he's gone
Trying to
silent.
pay for diesel.
Yep, do your thing. I'm gonna mute you for a minute. And anyhow, so when we get this stuff going, the guy I dealt with today was a pretty squared away guy. I dug his attitude. He was knowledgeable. He listened to what we were saying and could actually explain what was going on. But by the way, if you guys have any questions about this or any of our normal topics or subjects or anything related to Swift owner operating, contracting, and that sort of thing, throw them up, man. I'll do the best I can with them today. I'm running solo today, so bear with me. And you know, so Sean Conyers, let's see, how to report your fuel receipt to the office with or without the discount. Uh, with what you're going to do is you're going to send in a monthly report, which is the easiest way to do it. If you're utilizing a card that isn't theirs, so you're not using Comdata, let's say you're using this other fuel card we're talking about, you'll print off a monthly report and you will send that into Swift, and they will just process it, process your IFTA, and figure out the calculations and handle it. Uh, doesn't matter. They don't care what the discount is. It's based off of the tax rates, and that's all they care about. So that money won't be coming out of your settlement because you'll be prepaying a fuel card. And that's the other thing is you're going to need to prepay this card. Like I funded my card today already with $2,000 on it to cover at least a week. And
Yeah.
so that's what I did. Matt's actually hasn't funded his
I'm
yet. He's going to do that next week when he gets the card set up and all that good stuff. So yeah, you back, Matt?
Yeah, no, that guy was a good guy. Yeah, Mac. Thank you. Yeah, that guy was a cool guy who we talked to. He was very helpful, and he was more than willing to answer like any questions we had too, which was great.
And like Mr. Jeffrey Morton
So
said, he's got a free second there. Uh, and your accountant, don't forget to let them know what's going on, because you'll need to let them know how much you are. Yeah, so that report you'll send to them as well, because they need to know how much fuel you're buying, because they'll no longer be getting that information from Swift. So there you go.
yeah,
That's good stuff right
it's really
there.
easy too.
Yeah,
It's
it's a single
all
form. It
yeah.
just generates, right?
Yep, it's a single form. You generate it, you send it at the end of every month, and then you just go from there. And you
Pardon
just
me
send
while
it
I
to the
light.
fuel. It's fuel tax at swifttrans.com. That's where you send it to, and you're done.
So Matt's
So
being
you just
quiet
include your
because he's
truck
in
number.
his shop. So it's fuel tax at swifttrans.com. Is that what you said?
Yeah. Oh
Okay.
no, I forgot my phone in the truck. So
Oh, you're good. So yeah, I mean, so it really does seem like an easy process. Like I said, give us a couple weeks, and we're gonna try and get that deal set up with these guys to make sure that, again, I don't want the referral bonus. I mean, sure, I'd love $50 times everybody in the group. That'd be awesome for me. But we want to make sure that we pass that savings on to you guys, because you guys are the reason we do this stuff. So there you go. That's where the savings should
yeah,
go, not into my pocket, not into Jeff's pocket. Matt got one because he turned me on to it, and that's what he gets. And he'll probably get a couple more on the people that we asked to help test this thing. And he's got a couple of people that he's going to have help him do this. So we'll see how it goes. You guys get any questions? Throw them up. By the way, good to see you, Leonard. I love that guy. He called me a movie star. I'm just saying. Swift famous. What? Just saying. It's cool. You still over on the Target account, Leonard? I hope so. Hope everything's going well for you. I know this week was a crazy week for us over there on that Target account. It was something else.
thank you.
And tis the season, I suppose.
Sure, I'll take it.
And Matt's talking to other people, so I'm going to mute him again just for a second. But
Okay, I'm done.
oh, he said he's done. There you go. You're back. All right. But
Sorry about that.
no, you're fine, man. Technology, yo. Handling
Yeah.
business. We're all drivers. We get it. But yeah, so if you guys have any questions, by all means, please throw them up. And let's see what we can talk about. If you don't have any questions, we'll make it a short show today, and that's cool too. Cool deal, Leonard. I'm glad you're still digging. I like the people there. Leonard, you're running solo, right? Sorry, guys. I'm going to dip out into a little side conversation here about this Target account. I can't remember if you're a solo or if you're a team, a mentor, or what you got going on. Pardon me while I smoke my stogie. I apologize. I normally don't on these shows, but it's been a long day. It's been a long day, y'all.
And
I
I'm
done messed up
jealous.
all kinds of stuff.
That COVID still has me messed up where I can't.
Oh, it sucks to be you, Matt.
Yeah, I know.
So you are solo, Leonard. How do you think you're doing monetarily? Are you on the surge or are you on their contract? Is it keeping you busy enough to make you happy? I know you're still there, so you're digging. Something's working for you, and that's cool. And I'm assuming it's meeting other needs that you need with your operation. That's typically why people come to a surge account or sign that contract on a dedicated. So anyhow, we'll wait and see what he says. If you guys have anything else, throw it up, guys. By all means, throw them up, and we'll get to them.
See, when I ran Target at Surge, that I ate a lot on that one. It hurt. I went negative from that one. I did Target for Surge for a week on the percentage, and it destroyed.
Right. Facebook user. Not sure which one you are now. Got any contact numbers who I can speak with about trying the mentor program? So what you do is go through your terminal. Let your OOC, driver leader, driver manager, whatever you want to call them, let them know that you're interested. And I believe there's something on the portal, and there may be an application there. Oh, see, Leonard, you got the best world right there. Stay on Surge, buddy. Don't sign the contract. Leonard. Leonard
Oh,
Snow, do not sign that contract. Just tell him, man.
definitely do not.
Just tell him. I'll stay on a surge. I'm telling you, this is
So
good advice. 4 years. 4 years.
so there's one
Surge.
thing I would like to talk about when fueling though.
Yep, go for it.
If you're at like a mom and pop or someplace like that, if it's not like an Ambest, if it's not like any of those type that like it's an Ambest where it's like attached to a bigger name or like a
Right.
1.9, avoid their DEF.
Okay.
So I still get DEF at like the Big Five and the Swift yards because that DEF is what scares me the most. The diesel doesn't scare me. I can fix that with some 911 and some new filters.
Right.
But that DEF, if you get contaminated DEF, that filter and
That's
that
a
clean
bad
out
day.
that DEF tank, that really is.
Yeah. See, I always
So
forget about the DEF stuff. I apologize, guys. Since I don't have it, I don't even think about it. Didn't even process into my mind. And unfortunately, that is a real thing for most of you guys out there because you got those kinds of trucks. And it makes sense because, smaller volume stop will have a smaller volume use on DEF as well. And that would lead to the chance of more crystallization within their tank systems and their dispenser systems, which could contaminate, add more crystals right into your DEF tank, which causes, and which from what I've seen, seems to be the leading cause of most DEF issues. Seems to be low DEF levels that allow for crystallization, and those crystals flow through the system, clog things up, and it happens bad. Oh,
yeah,
Alan Becker
so
had some good info here. You can apply directly from the owner portal. It's a simple click on the mentor program. So Facebook user, I hope you see that answer right there. And by the way, if you guys tune in from the YouTube channel rather than the Facebook groups that we have it set up in, you'll never have to worry about us calling you Facebook user because YouTube doesn't have that weird thing with like Facebook does, and it'll just let you go through. I'm just saying.
what if I don't want you knowing my name?
That's fine too. But that's okay. That's what I'm saying. I'll just call you Facebook user, and then there's three of them, and they're not sure which one I'm talking to. I know in the groups it shows your name. You just have to understand that the service that I utilize is Restream, and so it's a third party service that actually broadcasts. I broadcast to one place, Restream. Restream takes my broadcast, sends it to YouTube, and three different Facebook groups, and my personal channel. So I don't see what's actually going on in the channel. So I can't, that's why we can't see your name unless you click that link. Craig Hutchison said that the DEF is cheaper at the Swift terminals, and I wouldn't know. So I'm going to take your word for it. I honestly have no idea.
Yes, that's true, but I have also gotten some contaminated DEF from a Swift terminal actually. Swift luckily changed my filters for me.
Well, that's
I mean,
cool.
they changed it. Yeah, so a lot of these terminals, they have DEF there, but that big bin that those the DEF's in, that could sit there for 2 or 3 weeks and slowly get used. For the truck stops, they're getting it refilled every day or two. So you have to watch out for that too. If it's a big terminal like let's say Phoenix or um, Columbus or someplace like that
The
where there's a
higher
lot of trucks
volume
in and
guys,
out where
yeah.
they fill it, right? But like places like Wilton, New York, that little satellite yard, or places like Syracuse and sometimes
Right. The
even
smaller
Jonestown.
terminals.
Right, I don't think I've seen the level at the Jonestown yard move in God probably. I don't think I've seen the level in those tanks move in a month.
Right. So, I
So
mean, that is something to consider. So keep in mind DEF, smaller volume places. I would have avoided them personally just because of I'm afraid of the crystallization. So I'm that guy when I had a truck that took DEF, every single, I fuel every day because we operate a team truck. And if it only took 3 gallons of DEF to top off my tank, that's what I put in because every time I fueled, I put in DEF. And I never had a problem with the DEF system while I was operating a truck. So
I never did either.
I don't know.
With my T680,
Take that for what it's
I
worth.
put 500,000 miles on that truck. Never had a DEF or DPF problem.
Anecdotal proof at best, but I think it's a pretty sound theory. And some folks that I've talked to that are mechanical type people said, you know what, that actually makes sense because you're not allowing the air in the tank, so it can't form crystals, or it forms crystals much, much slower because of the air or the lack of air intrusion in those tanks. So yeah.
And guys, make sure you're reading your manual too, because like on my new Volvo, it says to change that filter out every 100,000 miles.
Oh, there you go. That's important. Don't slack off, you
On
guys.
on the Kenworth, it said to change it every 150 to 200,000 miles. So if you've never changed that filter, you could be causing yourself some issues down the road.
Right. So,
Especially those trucks that are the MRP trucks. Who knows if they've ever been changed? Seeing that
right.
a lot of them are ex-company trucks.
Speaking of MRP, Matt and I had a conversation with the driver today. I'm gonna call you out, Brandon, because I like you and I think you're okay with it anyhow. But he had some issues with an MRP truck, and it turned out that his compressor went bad or something along those lines. He needs a new compressor. He was kind of bummed out. He's like, "Man, they're saying it's not covered under warranty," and here's the thing. I actually looked at the contract, and the contract's pretty specific about what it does and does not cover. And lo and behold, in the section that is, marked not covered. I wonder if I still have that open. Let me check real quick. Oh, I think I closed it. Dang it. You know what? Here, bear with me just a minute. I'm actually going to do this. Give him a quick rundown on what happened, Matt, while I find this file real fast.
His truck's been down a month and a half. They just finally fixed it. He needed a new compressor. He needed a new air water separator. And between that, the tow, and just being down that long, found out that his truck's not covered, and he got slapped with a $5,500 bill. So that's a situation that sucks.
And look at that.
And
By
that's just
magic.
a $5,500. Right. And the parts and labor just for the compressor part alone was $5,100.
So here we go. I have the contract up on the screen for you guys. And right here, parts and services not covered under the program. The very first section, engine, front and rear main seal, air compressor. So right there, he had his answer. I like to bust people out a little bit because it's right there in the contract, and he spent a couple days wondering, well, why isn't it covered? That's actually the answer right there. It's right there. It's contractually not covered. So yeah, I mean, it is what it is, and I'm not trying to bust him out. Just you guys be aware of what your contract says, and if you're not, become very familiar with it, and actually get in there, understand what's going on, learn that contract inside and out. You guys,
it
are
doesn't
signing
hurt
for
to
this stuff.
reread it.
No, and look, I go through these contracts all the time. I go through the MRP contracts, I go through the standard contract, the FX contract, the whole 9 yards, because we get questions about it, and I need to know what I'm talking about and be able to guide people in it. And yeah, so get in there and read
Well,
them.
I'm gonna call out Alan. Like, Alan didn't know this whole time. He could have been being told how much the load paid.
Right, and yeah, I'm not going to dip too deep into that because I don't want to dip into this percentage programs talk right now. And the only reason why is we have a very limited run on the percentage program right now. And it's a Northeast regional type deal. And yeah, I mean, there is no openings right now, so there's really no point in talking too deep about it. We do have discussions going on at about uh on the Swift Contractors Corner Facebook group, the private group for verifiable contractors. Anyhow, so Alan said, as a former semi mechanic, I always suggest 100K changing DEF filters. It's less than $200 at the shop. And also change your air dryer filter once a year, as they hold water and they do freeze and break. Yeah, that, I see. So I'm actually servicing my air dryer. For me, it's a simple change. Mine mounts right behind the front bumper. I put on a big old strap wrench, take off the old filter, put a new one on once a year. I did not do that for several years, and it gummed up my whole purge valve and everything else, and that bummed me out. But so here was the lucky thing for me: my rebuild. They have a rebuild kit for my purge valve and the air dryer. It cost me $50. It was so easy to do. It was just like a whole bunch of new rings and rubber parts that you put inside, and man, put a new filter on it. Thing's been running like a champ, not building up gunk and all that stuff. Every now and when I change the filter, I clean out the inside too, because it builds up some weird greasy gunk that looks kind of scary, and you wouldn't want to rub it on your face. So there you go.
Well, Charlie, I got to dip out of here. I'm about to drive.
All right, Matt, you be careful. Thanks for popping in, brother. I appreciate you, and be careful.
No problem. Bye.
That was Matt, guys. Matt Wright on the call. So I'm gonna close him out there. and we're back to normal. It's just me and you guys, just us hanging out, doing what we do. Um, yeah, and those filters, like I think mine is right around $60. I can't remember the last one about a few months back, and it's simply a strap, twist it on, twist it off. We're good. Hey, Facebook user, thanks for what you do and the team. I learn something every week. That's why we're here, man, lady. I don't know who you are. I apologize. I don't want to call you man, people, person, contractor. How's that? Contractor, Facebook user contractor. I appreciate you for tuning in and using the groups and making things, contributing, being a part of the learning process, because the more we all learn, the more we all spread around, the more people we're going to help out, and we're all going to do better. The better we do, the happier we all are, and then we can learn more stuff. So, we have a thing that we're working out with one of our group members, Joshua Samuelson. We got some numbers we're going to be running with him over the next couple weeks, and then I think we're going to bring him on the show. We have some verifying and number checking that we're all going to do together, and I think we might be able to learn something pretty good for him. He's producing some pretty good numbers. We're waiting to see if we can verify everything. Not that we're calling him out like we think he's lying, but we just want to make sure that there's no mistakes and stuff, so that when we do come to you guys, we say, "Hey, look at this idea, and look what it's doing." So yeah. Like I said, next week we should have Brett on the first part of the show. He was going to go through on the red line items for the new ICOA, Independent Contractor Operating Agreement. That is your contract with Swift, not your contract with IEL. So this is you working for or you leasing your services to Swift, not you leasing a truck from IEL. And so that's going to be a neat thing. Normally that contract is renewed every 2 years. I think it may still be every 2 years, but it's going to fall on your anniversary date, which is a good thing, because man, they were getting the whole division to do it one time, and you only have so much time to agree or step on. I mean, that's just how it is. And we had people that were like, "Oh my God, there's 400 owner operators who still haven't signed that agreement," and I'm sure it was a nightmare for those guys in the office. So yeah, that's a groovy thing. And yeah, so I mean, if you guys don't have anything else, I think we're gonna call it a wrap. We've been at it about 42 minutes, and I don't want to keep too much of your time. I mean, by all means, we'll answer any questions you have. And yeah, but if you don't have anything, once again, I want to thank you guys for tuning in every week and hanging out with us. Hey, Trucker Todd, if you're still there, I did see your question about the percentage stuff last week. I'm sorry we didn't get to it. We will have some information coming out, hopefully in the fairly near future. I can't give you a hard date on anything, but there are things being worked on, and we have some other things that have to happen first in the Swift family. Hope you're still happy over there at Dart. I know you're doing pretty good over there. You're usually pretty happy with what you're doing, and yeah. So keep doing that, you guys. If you have anything, throw them up. This is the last call. Otherwise, we're going to call it a wrap. And like I said, once again, thank you guys so much for coming in and hanging out with us. And I don't see anything popping up, so I'm going to start my little music here. And remember, you guys, take care of each other. We're here every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. And I'm Charlie. This is Swift Contractors Corner. And we'll see you next week, guys. Be safe.